So the first new product that I already put on is this Tatcha the Water Cream Moisturizer. This is what it looks like. I got a sample of this. No, it was a 100-point perk from Sephora, and I went through them really fast because my skin has been pretty dry lately, and I just realized that this is a little spatula. I gotta get my act together, guys. But anyway, I applied this because my skin was a little bit dry even after I applied my moisturizer, and this stuff is amazing, and it really did a great job at hydrating and moisturizing my skin, and it feels really smooth. You can definitely feel just like the smoothness and texture of the actual cream, almost like it just sits on top of it, but it doesn't mess with your makeup. Like, everything feels and looks great. Okay, the next new product that we're trying out, this is actually the first time I tried this. This is the Touch and Soul Primer, and this is called No Problem Primer. Get it? Like pores primer. Get it? So I'm going to take some of this and just apply it really just around my nose and like my cheeks here. What is this? The inside of my cheeks, because this is where I'm now seeing pores. There's another primer, a new primer that I've been trying, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's the Peter Thomas Roth Mattifying Primer. It's this guy right here, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I've been using it with the foundation I'm going to be using today, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So I feel like this looks a little bit more blurred out for sure. Let's just see how it looks with foundation. Alright guys, the foundation that we're trying is a foundation that I've been trying for about 2 weeks now, and it's, we'll talk about it. So I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna foundation. You guys know what the packaging looks like because it's in all of our feeds. The shade that I picked out was 300, which is a little bit dark for me, but it works. I really want to like it. I really want to like it. I love it initially when you first put it on. It looks beautiful. Your skin looks filtered, smooth. It's not full coverage. Definitely not a full coverage foundation. It's medium. No matter how much you apply, it's a medium coverage foundation, period. It is beautiful, but I am combination skin, so that means that my T-zone tends to be a little oilier and the rest of my face is normal. I wouldn't say I'm like super dry. I am a little drier now, probably because of the change in seasons, but it just does not wear longer than 5 to 6 hours for me, and it pisses me off. So I know everybody loves it. I know it gets really great reviews, and if you're like a super heavy full coverage girl like myself, then just know that this will not be full coverage. So I'm going to use this just so that you guys can see what it looks like. But I have literally tried this so many times already, and I'm trying to force myself to love it, and I just can't. I can't. So I do 3 pumps, and I use my Sephora Dome Diffuser 94 brush, which is this like stippling brush here. I dip into it and then just start applying it. I have tried it with the Beauty Blender, and I will tell you that with the Beauty Blender, it does absorb quite a bit of your product. The first time I tried it, actually, I used a Beauty Blender. I was like, oh, hell no, because I can see that there's a ton of product on the Beauty Blender. I have to bring this down into my neck because the shade is deeper, and once it dries, it does look deeper. I'm torn, guys. I'm really torn because, again, you'll see that it's beautiful. It's a great everyday foundation. It's just I can't do with the wearing, how long or how little it wears, I guess. You guys know that I don't like to touch up. I don't want to touch up. And yeah, it drives me nuts. So I'm just taking whatever's left over on my Petri dish. Bet you guys haven't heard that since school, huh? And I'm going to stipple this onto my cheeks because I do have freckles and it's sun damage, it's hyperpigmentation. And even though it's not going to cover it, like you guys can probably see that you can still see the pigment in my skin, or the darker pigmentation in my skin. And it doesn't cover it, but at least, you know, I guess adds just a little bit more coverage. And again, it looks beautiful. Guys, let me tell you, I have tried to wear this with a primer, then a powder, then the foundation, and then powder again, and it doesn't change how it wears. Like, I've tried this with different primers, I've tried this with different tools, I've tried this. It's just, it doesn't work for me. And I want it to work, because look at this. It looks beautiful. It looks like beautiful skin. I love it, but I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship because I just don't want to deal with touching up. If I've done this, I apply it, it starts to wear off. I take a little bit of powder, add some more coverage, and I'm like, okay, we're back to looking great. But again, I have to touch up, so it drives me nuts. So this is what it looks like. This is shade 300. I would probably say I'm shade 290. I'm going to go ahead and apply my eyebrows, and then I'll be right back and we can continue with this video. All right, guys, so since this foundation is a little bit dark, I like to use a lighter concealer. I'm gonna be using Macadamia by Nars, and I love this concealer. This is actually one of my favorite concealers. Shape Tape is by far my favorite concealer, but this one's right up there. I'm going to be using my Sephora dirty ass sponge to blend this out. I used this yesterday and I didn't wash it. Okay, so with this foundation with Rihanna, I didn't want to do a specific review video on it because I feel like there's so many out there, and really it's just a product that you have to try for yourself. Like, this one's pretty hard to decide whether to recommend it to people or not, because it is such a unique shade system. Like, I was so confused when I was looking for colors, and then, you know, there really weren't too many reviews out yet, and I just waited and I went in and I got matched. So I'm just taking whatever's left over of the foundation and just buffing the edges out. So with that being said, I wanted to see how other foundations compared to Fenty's foundation. Wearing other foundations, just, I mean, I can see the difference in wear. I can see, I've taken like medium coverage foundations, legit medium cover foundations, and I've put them to the test, and I'm like, no, it just doesn't wear well with my skin. And I don't think it's a bad product. I don't think it's the formula itself that is bad. I don't think that at all. I think it's just, it doesn't do well with my skin, period. So I'm a little heartbroken. All right, I'm going to be setting my face with my traditional red dye. I'm actually going to be taking my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to be using this brush, 133 by MAC. I have a little container where I have brushes I use every day. I'm just doing a light dusting of this. This powder will make any foundation wear longer, look better, and let me tell you that it doesn't work with Fenty. I wish, like, guys, I did not mind adding powder before my foundation to my skin in an effort to try and make this work, but it just didn't work. So it makes me so sad. I'm going to take a little bit of this and just do a light dusting on my lids, my lower lash line, or my under eye, my lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of Secrets brightening powder by Laura Mercier. I don't know what I did with the cap yesterday. I opened it, I used it, and I'm like, where the hell is the cap? It's gone. So I'm just going to take this and just do a really thin layer of that and then bring that up into the lid. Doing this to my eye right now made me really sleepy. Alright, the next new product I have is this Nars highlighting and contour palette, and it's called the Bord de Plug. This is what it looks like, and when you open it you have this ginormous mirror, and then you have these beauties. So you have some highlighters and you have some bronzers, and it's just Laguna and Casino, which you can get individually, or sometimes they come with little duals, so you'll get the blush. But I'm actually going to go in with Casino, which is this lower shade here. It's the deeper of the two, and I can actually use both. I'm using my MAC 135 brush. I love this brush. And I'm just going to add some warmth to my complexion, even though I don't need it, because this foundation makes me look warm enough. But y'all know I love my bronzer. I do love bronzer. I have a ton of bronzer. I'm thinking I'm gonna film a beauty favorites. I haven't done monthly favorites because I feel like I use a lot of the same products. Once I love something like that, I'm very loyal to my products. And I'll try new things, and sometimes I'll swap products out, but for the most part, I am loyal. So I think I'm gonna just do beauty favorites for you guys, things that I've been using that I keep out on my vanity, or things that I like have easily accessible so that I can use, because I have quite a bit of products and I'm like, I just need to do it. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't use the highlighters. I have been using those highlighters. I've probably used that palette all week, but there's a new guy in town. This is Kiko Milano's Fall 20 highlighter, and the shade is Gold in Progress. And I kept the box because, guys, look at this blue. It is so beautiful. Like, I love it. And wait till you see the actual packaging. Look at how cute. This is textured. Then you have your flat, you know, surface and the sticker with the color. And then there's the little highlighter. And then it has a mirror, which I think is actually pretty cute. So I'm going to use my Morphe M510 brush. And, ooh, it is a baked product, so I'm not surprised that there's a ton of kickback. Holy smokes. This is super pigmented. Holy I'm gonna buff it out a little bit. I'm like not even really touching the pan anymore at this point because I'm scared. This is really pretty. I'm gonna bring the highlight in. This is really pretty. And I bet you if I wet this bad boy, we're gonna have, wow, too much highlight if we wet it. Not too much, because you know what I'm saying. You can never have too much highlight. But it will be definitely more intense. And I'm going for just a softer look. I'm not doing anything special today. Alright, so I've done a coat of the Shock Mascara by YSL. I love, love, love this mascara. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll go ahead and add another layer. For my cheeks, I'm actually going to be using an oldie but a goodie. And comment down below if you guys have this. It's a MAC's Stereo Rose. It's a mineralized skin finish, but look at this. This was one of my favorite skin finishes. So I'm going to use that on my cheeks, and this is with a MAC 137 brush. You guys know that the brushes I'm using are regulars for me, favorites. Freaking love it. It just gives you a really pretty soft corally pinky flush, and it also has some sheen to it, so you get this really pretty golden highlighted effect. Now, to show you guys just how much I love it, for those of you guys that have experience with MAC mineralized skin finishes, you know that they're rounded. This guy's flat. I have literally been using this just about every day. I freaking love it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat of my mascara. For my lips, I'm going to be using Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat Pencil in the Iconic Nude. As you guys can see, it's definitely a little bit more of a brown nude. And for my lips, I love this color so much. I love this product a ton. This is the Nars liquid lipstick, and this one's in Slow Ride. So it's this really beautiful, like, brown, it's just warm goodness. So I'm going to take this and apply it, and technically you don't need a liner with these. I just wanted to use a liner, so typically I don't though. Alright, this is Slow Ride. Freaking love this color. It is just amazing. It's so beautiful. I love the formula. I think I did a haul video and a swatch video on these. I did something with these. But if you guys want me to do an in-depth review on these or any other products I've talked about today, let me know, because I got a ton to say about these. I love them. Alright. So now for my eyes, I've decided I'm going to do a little something something. Even though this is pretty much like typical everyday makeup for me. This is my everyday makeup. Again, I will typically switch out the lip and wear something different, but what you see is my everyday makeup. I know, I'm boring, but really now with having a baby, before I mean, this was easy for me. I would just choose sleep, but now having a baby, I need to just kind of be in and out fast, take advantage of the fact that he will nap while I get ready. But I don't have too much time. And nowadays I find myself putting mascara on in the car or at work. So just to kind of stay with the warm tones, I'm actually going to be using my Viseart palette, and this is in nudes, warm nudes. That's what it looks like, and I love this palette. So I'm just going to take this shade here, and I'm going to use a MAC 224 brush, and I'm just going to dust that all over my lid. I'm going to take a mix of these two bottom shades here, and I'm just going to use the same brush and apply that to my crease. Do you guys see how beautiful that lip color is? Love it. It's almost like a very 90s red or a brown shade. So I don't have any new eyeshadow palettes, but there's two palettes that I actually really like, but I don't know that I can actually buy. But I love the Kat Von D Holiday palette, the new one. My sister-in-law actually bought it, and she was sweet enough to let me swatch it, all of them. She let me swatch all of them. And she's offered to let me borrow it to make a video. So if you guys want to see me do a video with her palette, let me know. It is really beautiful, like, and they're also pigmented and smooth. She did an amazing job with that palette. And then the other one that I really like is the Too Faced Creamy Peach or something like that, the new one that they just came out with. And I'm not a huge Too Faced fan, like, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't have a ton of their products. I don't really buy a lot of their products, but that palette, I'm like, I don't know, it's actually, I can see myself using it all the time, and I just can't justify it because I feel like I have so many that are similar to that where I'm like, no, you're good. So let me know if there are any palettes or anything that you guys are lusting over or really excited about because you've either purchased it or are going to purchase it. I'm curious to see what you guys are excited about. All right, so I'm going to be using this Marc Jacobs pencil in Fine Wine. And I'm just going to put it in my waterline and see. I don't know. I feel like it may be too much with the lip. Let's do it. Actually, it's really pretty. So I am going to add a little bit of mascara to my lower lash line. You guys know I love my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. So if any of you guys are interested, this is a mirror that I bought at Z Gallery, and it's called the Miranda handheld mirror. So just in case, I know some of you guys are probably freelancers or do makeup, and I think it's really pretty to have like a nice mirror for that picture when, you know, the bride's looking at herself and the photographer always wants to get that shot. And again, I had a really ugly plastic mirror. It wasn't ugly or anything, it's just aesthetically it just looks like a cheap mirror. So anyway, that's my spiel. So this is the final look. Damn, look at that highlight. Woo! Very easy, super fast. I feel like it's definitely very fall. I love the way that red looked under the eye. I could smoke it out if I wanted to, but again, guys, I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna go nuts. Ooh, there is one more thing I want to use. I have a new setting spray. This is Blue Marble Sealer, and it's a water-based film forming barrier to seal makeup. You have to shake it up. Now, my only issue is that the spray needs improvement because it will, once it falls on your face, it dries and then you'll see it. You can actually see the watermarks. I think it is a good setting spray. I'm just not a fan of the spray, the actual like sprayer. So it's inexpensive. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Saw a lot of great reviews, but I don't know. So I'm gonna just do a little spritz on the side and I always like to do just a look, because if I see any big droplets, then I'll go ahead and just blend them in. All right, guys, and this is the final look. Let me know if you guys want me to do an in-depth review about any of these products. You guys know how I feel about the Fenty foundation. I'm not really sure. I'm wearing it again to just make a final decision. But so far the other products are playing well, and I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and I gotta go, my baby's up. Bye.